Hi, I'm Tyler. I was 24 years old when I learned that blood doesn't always mean loyalty. My family had gathered at my parents' house for Sunday dinner, and I just finished my MBA. I was excited about my future, specifically about landing a job at Northgate Technologies, the biggest tech company in our city. So, I've been applying to Northgate, I said, setting down my fork. Their management training program is exactly what I've been working toward. My Uncle Marcus looked up from his plate, smirking. Northgate? Really? Yeah, why? Kid, I've worked there for 15 years. You think you can just waltz in with your fancy degree? He laughed, loud and sharp. They don't hire people like you for management. What does that mean, people like me? I asked. Dreamers, Marcus said, leaning back in his chair. You've always been all talk, no action. Remember when you said you start that business in high school? Or when you were going to be a professional athlete? My Aunt Linda nodded along. Marcus is right, honey. Maybe you should aim for something more realistic. Entry-level sales, perhaps? I have an MBA from a top program, I said, keeping my voice steady. I graduated with honors. So did thousands of other kids, Marcus shot back. What makes you special? My mom, Sarah, touched my arm gently. Tyler, sweetheart, maybe they have a point. Northgate is very competitive. Have you considered smaller companies? Mom, I've worked hard for this. Working hard doesn't mean you're qualified, Marcus interrupted. I see these young kids come through all the time thinking they'll change the world. They wash out in 6 months. Then why not give me advice, I asked. You work there. You could help me. Marcus exchanged a look with Linda. Tyler, I don't think you understand how these things work. It's not about help. It's about being the right fit. And I'm not the right fit? Honestly, probably not. He shrugged. But hey, prove me wrong. Apply away. The dinner ended awkwardly. I left feeling deflated but determined. Over the next 3 months, I applied to Northgate 5 times for different positions. Each application disappeared into a black hole. No interviews, no responses, nothing. One evening, I met my best friend Jake at a coffee shop. Still nothing from Northgate, he asked. Not a single callback. It's weird, Jake. I'm qualified for these positions. I should at least get an interview. Have you talked to your uncle about it? He said he'd keep an ear out, but I haven't heard anything. Jake frowned. That's strange. If he's been there 15 years, he must have some pull. You'd think so. Hey, my cousin works in HR at Northgate, Jake said suddenly. Want me to ask her what's going on? Would you? Of course, man. Let me text her right now. 2 days later, Jake called me. His voice was tight with anger. Tyler, you need to sit down for this. What did you find out? My cousin looked into your applications. Every single one was flagged internally. Flagged? What does that mean? Someone at the company marked your applications as not recommended for hire. They added notes saying you were unprofessional, unreliable, and had a poor work ethic. My stomach dropped. Who? The employee ID traces back to Marcus Richardson, your uncle. I couldn't speak. The coffee shop noise faded to a dull buzz. Tyler, you still there? He sabotaged me, I whispered. He's been sabotaging me this whole time. I'm so sorry, man. That's beyond messed up. He smiled to my face and told me to apply. He knew I'd never get hired because he was blocking me. What are you going to do? I stared out the window, watching people walk by. I'm going to prove him wrong, and then I'm going to make sure he regrets every word he said to me. I needed answers. That night, I drove to my parents' house. My mom was in the kitchen when I arrived. Tyler, what a nice surprise. Do you want dinner? Mom, I need to ask you something. Has Marcus ever said anything about me applying to Northgate? She hesitated, her smile faltering. Well, he mentioned you were trying to get in. What exactly did he say? Sweetheart, why does it matter? Mom, please, what did he say? She sighed. He said you were aiming too high, that you didn't have what it takes for a company like that. He said it would be embarrassing for the family when you failed. Embarrassing for the family, I repeated. Did you know he was blocking my applications? Her face went pale. What? No, Tyler, Marcus wouldn't. He flagged every single application I submitted. He wrote false reports about me being unprofessional and unreliable. He's been actively sabotaging me. That can't be true. Marcus is family. Family doesn't destroy each other's careers, Mom. Maybe there's been a misunderstanding, she said weakly. Have you talked to him? Not yet, but I will. I left before she could say more. My next stop was Jake's apartment. He'd invited his cousin Rachel, the HR contact, to meet with us. Tyler, I brought the documentation, Rachel said, spreading papers across Jake's coffee table. These are printouts of the internal notes. I shouldn't be showing you this, but what your uncle did is seriously unethical. I read through the comments. Each one was more damning than the last. Unprofessional during previous interaction. Questionable work ethic based on colleague assessment. Not a cultural fit. This is defamation, I said. It absolutely is, Rachel agreed. And it's against company policy. Employees aren't supposed to flag candidates without documented cause. Can this be reported? It should be. But Tyler, Marcus has been there a long time. He has relationships with upper management. Jake leaned forward. So what's Tyler supposed to do? Just give up? No, Rachel said firmly. Here's what I'm thinking. David Chen, our CEO, is very serious about ethical conduct. If this reaches him directly, Marcus is in trouble. But you need to get hired first. How do I do that if Marcus keeps blocking me? Apply through our external recruiter network. They bypass internal employee screening. I can make sure your application goes directly to the hiring manager for the new division. They're expanding and need people desperately. You do that? What your uncle did is wrong. I hate seeing this kind of corruption in my company. Over the next month, I followed Rachel's advice. I applied through the external network and got an interview within a week. The hiring manager, Patricia, was impressed with my background. Tyler, your credentials are excellent, she said during our third interview. I'm confused why you haven't worked with us before. I applied several times but never heard back. Really? That's odd. You're exactly what we need. She paused. Well, we're not making that mistake now. Welcome to Northgate. I started the following Monday in a different building from Marcus. I didn't tell anyone in my family except my mom, and I swore her to secrecy. Jake met me for lunch during my second week. How's it going? He asked. It's incredible, Jake. I'm learning so much and my manager loves my work. Have you seen Marcus? Not yet, but I will. What's your plan? Work hard, move up, then we'll see. 18 months later, I sat in David Chen's office. I'd been promoted 3 times, faster than anyone in company history. My division had exceeded every target, and I'd led several major projects successfully. Tyler, I'm impressed with your work, David said. We have an opening for regional director. It's a significant jump, but I think you're ready. I'm honored, sir. The position oversees 4 departments, including operations management. You'd be managing about 50 employees. He slid a paper across his desk. This is the roster. I scanned the list and stopped cold. Marcus Richardson, Senior Operations Specialist. David noticed my reaction. Is there a problem? I'd kept quiet about Marcus for over a year, focusing on my work. But now, seeing his name, everything came back. Mr. Chen, before I accept, there's something you need to know about one of these employees. Go on. I told him everything. I showed him the documentation Rachel had preserved. David's expression grew darker with each detail. This is serious, Tyler. Why didn't you report this earlier? I wanted to prove myself on my own merit first. I didn't want it to seem like I was retaliating or making excuses. This isn't retaliation. This is reporting unethical conduct. He picked up his phone. I need to bring HR in on this. The investigation took 2 weeks. During that time, I accepted the director position. On my first day in the new role, I had to meet with my team. Marcus was sitting in the conference room when I walked in. His face went white. Good morning, everyone, I said calmly. I'm Tyler, your new regional director. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. After the meeting, Marcus cornered me in the hallway. What the hell are you doing here? He hissed. Working, same as you. You can't be my boss. This is insane. Why is it insane, Marcus? Because I'm a dreamer? Because I'm all talk, no action? His jaw clenched. Tyler, listen. No, you listen. I've been here for 18 months. I've earned this position through hard work and results. Can you say the same? You don't understand the situation. I understand perfectly. You sabotaged me because you couldn't stand the idea of me succeeding. You wanted me to fail so you could feel superior. That's not... I was trying to protect you. You weren't ready. By lying about me, by destroying my opportunities, that's not protection, Marcus. That's sabotage. Okay, fine. His voice rose. Fine, I didn't think you should work here. Your family, Tyler, it would have been awkward. Awkward for who? For you? Yes, for me. Having my nephew here, constantly being compared to you with your fancy degree and your ambition. Do you know how that feels? Do you know how it felt to have my own uncle destroy my career before it started? I'm sorry, okay? He ran his hand through his hair. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Can we just forget about this and move forward? No. What? I said, no, I don't accept your apology. You don't get to sabotage someone's life and then apologize your way out of consequences. Tyler, please, we're family. You should have thought about that before you flagged my applications, before you lied about my character, before you tried to destroy my future. I'll make it up to you. I'll do whatever you want. What I want is for you to face the consequences of your actions. His expression changed, hardening. You self-righteous little, you know what? I should have flagged you harder. You don't deserve this position. That's interesting, Marcus, because HR has been investigating your work performance. Want to know what they found? What are you talking about? Falsified expense reports, inappropriate conduct toward junior employees, several policy violations. The investigation started because of what you did to me, but it turned up so much more. You can't do this. I'll fight you. I'll make your life here miserable. Is that a threat? It's a promise. He stepped closer, his face inches from mine. You think you've won? I've been here 15 years. I have friends in this company. I'll destroy your reputation. Step back, Marcus. Or what? You'll run crying to your mommy? A security guard appeared behind him. Mr. Richardson, I need you to come with me. Marcus whirled around. What? Why? Sir, please come with me now. As they led him away, Marcus shouted back at me. This isn't over, Tyler. You hear me? This isn't over. But it was. The HR investigation concluded that Marcus had violated multiple company policies. The falsified expense reports alone were grounds for termination, but combined with the documented sabotage of my applications and his threatening behavior toward me, the decision was clear. David Chen called me to his office 3 days after the hallway incident. Tyler, sit down. We need to discuss the Marcus Richardson situation. Yes, sir. First, I want to apologize on behalf of Northgate. What happened to you should never have occurred. We've implemented new safeguards to prevent employees from flagging candidates without proper documentation. Thank you, sir. Second, regarding Marcus, we're terminating his employment, effective immediately. His behavior toward you, the falsified reports, the policy violations, we have a zero-tolerance policy for this kind of conduct. I appreciate you taking this seriously. There's more. Marcus filed a formal complaint against you, claiming harassment and abuse of power. My heart sank. Sir, I never... David held up his hand. I know. We reviewed security footage and interviewed witnesses. His complaint is baseless and appears to be retaliatory. However, he's threatening legal action. Against me? Against the company and you personally. He claims wrongful termination and says you orchestrated everything out of family vengeance. That's ridiculous. I know. Our legal team is prepared to defend both you and Northgate vigorously. We have documentation of everything, including his threats toward you. If he pursues this, it won't end well for him. 2 weeks later, Jake and I met for dinner to celebrate. So Marcus really tried to sue? Jake asked. His lawyer dropped him after seeing the evidence. Turns out threatening your boss on camera isn't a great legal strategy. What about your family? My mom called yesterday. She's upset, but she understands. Aunt Linda hasn't spoken to me, which is fine. Marcus sent me an email begging for a reference. You're kidding. Nope. He said he's deeply sorry and hopes we can reconcile as family. He asked if I'd help him find a new job. What did you say? I said no. Actually, I said exactly what he said to me at that dinner. Maybe you should aim for something more realistic. Jake laughed. That's cold, man. He made his choices. He has to live with them. Rachel joined us later, sliding into the booth with a grin. I heard about your promotion, Tyler. Regional Director to VP of Operations. That's incredible. Thanks, Rachel. I couldn't have done it without your help. You did this yourself. I just gave you a chance. You proved you deserved to be there. Have you heard anything about Marcus? I asked. He's working at a small company across town, entry-level position. Apparently, his reputation followed him. Companies talk. Good. Tyler, can I ask you something? Rachel said. Do you think you'll ever forgive him? I thought about it carefully. No, forgiveness implies what he did was forgivable. He didn't just hurt me. He tried to destroy my future because of his own insecurity. Then he threatened me when I succeeded despite him. That's not something I can forgive. Do you think that makes you bitter? Jake asked. No, it makes me clear-eyed. I learned that not everyone deserves a second chance, especially people who aren't truly sorry. Marcus isn't sorry he hurt me. He's sorry he got caught and faced consequences. Rachel raised her glass. To Tyler, who proved everyone wrong. To consequences, I added. May they always find the people who deserve them. We clinked glasses and I smiled. I'd achieved everything I set out to do. I'd proven Marcus wrong, not through revenge, but through success. The fact that he faced consequences for his actions was simply justice. Some people say you should forgive family no matter what, but I learned that family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by who supports you, who believes in you, and who would never sabotage your dreams. Marcus taught me an important lesson. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's success. And sometimes the people who try to hold you back end up exactly where they deserve to be, watching you rise while they fall. Have you ever had someone try to sabotage your success? How did you handle it? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more true stories about overcoming adversity.